everybody, and Merry Christmas. And we're so excited today to have a very special Hall Star interview for you today. We are talking with Amy Winter. She is the Executive Vice President over at Lifetime, and she has been able to come every year that we've had our podcast. She's been on in one role or another. And Amy, I always look forward to this so much. Thank you so much for coming on.
I do too. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. And, last year it was such a crazy year. It was amazing that we got any movies out at all.
Right.
And so then this year, what has it been like for you this year, sort of planning your Christmas slate and Christmas programming, maybe even compared to last year or just in general? What has that whole process been like this year?
It sort of never ends. We're constantly plotting and planning our Christmases. In fact, I think we're already working on next year's. But it was, I feel like last year, it was really challenging just to figure out how to get it done.
Yeah.
And then over the course of the past year or so, everybody's gotten a little bit better about understanding the complexity of producing during a pandemic still. So we got better at it, smarter at it, and safer. And so we were able to, kind of bring back some things that you might have missed from last year's season. I like to say that in a lot of the scenes last year, it was maybe two people. And everybody knows the story about kissing through plexiglass. So, the kisses are back. There are more people milling about. The Christmas festival actually looks like a festival. So that's exciting. But
yeah,
it's been fun putting this year's slate together and kind of plotting it out.
Well, I remember the Melissa Joan Hart movie. I felt like that was the one that was the most impacted by COVID.
Right, because they were supposed to go to a big dance, like a ball, and they rewrote the scene so that she's really, really late, and so she shows up, and Jason Priestley had been waiting for her.
It worked. Hey,
it did. It's really sweet, actually.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, I'm glad to have the kissing back, though. Definitely that we noticed. I mean, we understood, but yeah.
It really is. I mean, you want to feel that chemistry, that closeness brings, and when you weren't able to bring people weren't sure if they could get that close to anybody, you did feel it a little bit. And I've just been delighted to see what's coming through this year, and everybody. It's going to be a fun one. So
I'm really looking forward to a bunch of them. But I wanted to ask you first. So you had a couple different strategies going on this season as far as the scheduling. And I was wondering what your thought process was behind, so you're starting later than you were last year. You're starting November 12th, I think is the first one.
Yes.
So what was your thinking behind that?
Well, a few things. I think we're going bigger and bolder, I would say. Even before the Christmas season starts, we lined up a few really big inspirational movies on the way in. This weekend, there's Highway to Heaven on the way in, and we just felt like, okay, that should be a movie that really speaks to people who are fans of the Christmas genre. And then within that movie, you're going to see tons of sneak peeks of what's to come within the season. The other thing that we really liked about our schedule last year is we went really big with a Friday, Saturday, Sunday approach. And you'll see that returns on the 12th. We've got premieres every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But then what we really felt like we wanted to do was dial it up when we knew everybody on the planet is looking for Christmas movies. We've got our diehard fans, and they come to us very, very early. But once you really hit that Thanksgiving week, everybody's all in. And what we realized was, a lot of this stuff has premiered prior to that, and so it's in the mix. And we just felt like, can we give all our people something new every single night at 8. We produce more movies than anybody else. We've got 35 this year, which is more than any that we've ever done too. And we just started counting up to say, okay, if we started on Black Friday, how many do we need there? How many for the weekends before that? And it's exciting. We've got it. So everybody needs to make a date at 8:00 every single night to go to Lifetime starting Black Friday.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. The other new strategy is a movie every single day. So you just kind of want it to be everyone's daily appointment for Christmas movies.
Exactly. There's going to be something every single night. It's just really, really exciting. When I ran it past my kids, I was like, what do you think about that? Because they're really big Christmas movie fans. And they were like, that would be amazing. But now they're really mad at me because I keep watching the movies as they come in. And so I'll be cooking and I'll be watching a movie and they come like, no, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. I don't want to see that just yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. The people were talking on Twitter about, we're giving out candy canes and things like that for Halloween. We're already there. We're already in the Christmas spirit. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out because aside from Thanksgiving week, we haven't really had new premieres on weekdays aside from Friday. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see if people tune in.
Yeah, and we actually tried a handful of them on Mondays last year and kind of extending the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And we were really actually pretty pleased to see how many people showed up. So that was the start of, hey, should we add in one more day in the week? And then we thought, can we do it? Can we really manage to do it all the way across? And it just became so fun and bold. And I think our marketing group is really excited about it, being able to shout it from the rafters. So
yeah. What do you think makes a Lifetime movie unique from the other providers? What do you think makes them the most special?
Well, I would say number one, we want to make sure that everybody can see themselves in a Lifetime movie. And I think because of that, I think Lifetime has always been a leader in diversity and inclusion. I'm happy to see other competitors coming on board and doing the same good work, but that's a huge priority for us. The other piece I would say is that we recognize that for the majority of the year, we might veer towards the naughty side. So this is our moment where we get to lean a little nice, but I think our nice has a little bit more spice. I think we like to let people kiss earlier so that the breakup feels more poignant, and just bring a little bit more of that authentic, like, here's how a real relationship would go to it. Not overwhelmingly. It's still got that Christmas magic to it, but I do feel like I want to see them kiss. I want to see if they've got it or not,
Yeah, no, I agree because it adds a element to the relationships that makes them have to make choices and what are they going to do and I think it makes it better. And even like for me, if you're going to have a near kiss, I don't think a near kiss is that different than an actual kiss as far as like the impact on the relationship. Like if I near kiss somebody versus actually kissing them, I feel like I'm still in that same spot of kind of what's going on.
Agree.
Yeah, so that's good. I'm a big fan of that. And I thought that all of the particularly diversity forward movies, is that a fair way to describe it, last year were very well done. I think they were the best that Hallmark. I think they were the best that Lifetime put out last year. I mean, I loved the Christmas setup. I mean, I knew I was highly likely I was going to because I love Fran so much. But I just thought it was so well written and so well done and great. Obviously you're gonna have great chemistry because it's a real couple. And I really enjoyed it. It was funny, it was sweet, and it was one that I actually recommended to quite a few people that aren't even really rom-com fans, and they even liked it. So It was
that
really good.
great? That's the thing about it. At the end of the day, it is such an Christmas setup was such an incredibly well-written Christmas movie
Yeah, it was.
that
Yeah.
just happened to, and that fortunately we have the same writer back again this year.
Mm.
And I just love the banter, like
Mhm.
it's smart and quick, and the characters
Yeah.
were really strong, and yeah.
Yeah, and then Sugar and Spice Holiday, loved that. That was so funny. All her comparing everybody to pastries, that was so funny. I love
She's,
that.
she's adorable too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's back again this year too.
Yeah. And then Christmas Ever After, we actually I loved that movie, and it was maybe my favorite of the like whole Christmas season. I really enjoyed it. And we actually had Pat Kiley on for we do our patron watch alongs where
Hmm.
we have a guest on, and we watch the movie with them. So we had Pat on, the director, just last month for our watch along, and that was so much fun to get to watch the movie again, and I still love it, and it was fun to talk to him about it. So it was a great slate last year. I'm excited for this year.
You know what, when you highlighted those three, it's really funny that you mentioned that, because our team at our Christmas team at uh, Lifetime, I highlight those three as well, because
Yeah.
I think that they have more humor in them.
Yeah.
Like there's and I think that that's a big point of difference for Lifetime, is that there's just a little bit more of a I love it when there's some wit in there.
Yeah.
And so when we're guiding ourselves moving forward to say, which way do we want to lean? Do we want to lean into like the really soft romantic, or do we want to have a little bit of a, you know, a, a banter to what we do? And those three that you mentioned are three that I think are great examples of that banter we look
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, yeah, they were really good. Christmas Ever After won our best non-Hallmark holiday award
Oh,
in our podcast awards that we do every year. So we really enjoyed it.
I love that. And I was so happy when I was watching. Have you watched Only Murders in the Building? And when Allie shows up in that, I was
Oh
just
yeah,
so hilarious. I love her.
that's such a good show.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
All right, well, so we're going to talk about some of the films coming up that you wanted to highlight, and so we're just going to talk about them. You can tell us a little bit about them and what you think is special about them. And last year, you all gave me Fran Drescher, and now this year you're giving me Reba McEntire, which I absolutely love and adore her as well. And it's Reba McEntire's Christmas in Tune, and I'm really looking forward to that one.
We are too, and it was just such a huge get. I mean, I think she's a national treasure, and when we have this, wish list of who we want to add, we're like, can we get her? And sure enough, it's just been so exciting. John Schneider is adorable as her ex-husband, and is there something there or not? But it's just she's just a ball of energy. and it's delightful. We actually showed a clip of from the movie at a full company meeting last week, and the energy just comes across in bounds. So I think people are going to be really thrilled, and this is like the perfect movie for us to roll out on that Thanksgiving weekend.
Because she's obviously amazing singer, we know that, but she's also like a really fun actress too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love her show. I have all the seasons on DVD. I think it's such a fun show. I love her and Melissa Peterman together, their chemistry. So she can pull off this kind of role.
You really can. That, and her sitcom is that's people still, I mean, I don't even know how long that sitcom's been around, but people still gravitate to that sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
Huge testament to how big she is. So
Yeah, so good. All right. So then we have Baking Spirits Bright. I skipped over it on accident. Baking Spirits Bright this is on the 21st of November. And this has a really exciting cast. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, this is our first South Asian cast, led by Rekha Sharma, and from Star Trek and a number of other things. But we're just really, again, we want to find great Christmas movies, but when we can really capture the essence of diversity and inclusion across whatever it might be, it's like, is it a great movie? Yes. Is it serving the purpose of making sure that people feel like they can engage and see something from their culture, and presence, or people who look like them? Even better, and so that's what's been really exciting about it. It's a fun little movie, and there's fruitcake involved for all the fruitcake fans out there. So
hashtag fruitcake revolution. Yeah, so they own a family fruitcake business, correct?
And they have it's a kind of a traditional thing for them, and then somebody wants to kind of spice it up a little bit, so we got to figure out whether or not that's going to be a good idea.
Yeah. I think this could be really fun. I mean, I love the diversity of the casting, but I just feel like there's a lot of potential to be kind of funny with the whole like fruitcake element. Most people don't like fruitcakes.
Right. When's the last time you had fruitcake? Because I think it's been like, I think it's probably been about like 5 or 6 years since I've even tried.
It's so sweet. Those candied fruits are so sweet that I don't know. It's just not. It's not something a modern palate, I think. Plus, if they end up making it kind of boozy, I don't really like those flavors personally. So it's like, so if it's a super rum fruitcake, that doesn't appeal to me. So yeah.
Oh my God.
I think you could have fun with it, like the yearly hockey puck that you get.
Right. Well, also what's really interesting and fun too is that we had Tia Mowry did for the first time ever, we did a taste of It's a Wonderful Lifetime, a special that you can get on VOD, or actually go to our website and watch it. And she actually does a recipe for all of our movies, which is really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a pairing. I will say there's quite a few alcohol drinks in there too, because we are Lifetime.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's on the website.
Yeah, and if you're on your cable provider, it'll be in the VOD folder too.
Oh, cool. That sounds good. All right. So then on the 27th, we are going to have Merry Little Christmas Baby. This is our third in the Little movies. Pretty exciting. What you got going on with that one?
I mean,
yeah.
Game love, then game marriage. So it's adorable. And there's a lot of, we just love that family because they're just so fun and in each other's business and causing lots of drama in the most fun way. So reuniting them has been a real pleasure of ours. And what I love about this one too is that the story about Kelly's character actually having a baby it's very poignant, in the midst of all the chaos. she's still like first time mom on her, she's obviously taking care of his kids, but questioning how she's going to be as a mom moving forward. And there's some really touching moments in the movie. Absolutely adore it. And I'm excited about, she's singing new songs for us. Her song, she did a rendition of "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year" for us.
Oh, fun.
And I can probably say this, but check out the Macy's Day Parade. Lifetime float. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Hopefully they'll have some kind of redemption for the sister, the one that ruined the wedding dress. She was a lot for me in that last one. I was like, oh, honey. Wow.
Yes. All of that.
But I love the cast, especially Jamie Calica and Nathan Whitty. I love them. They're great. So I'm excited to see the next chapter.
Awesome.
All right. So then on the 28th, we have Miracle in Motor City, starring Tia Mowry and Mark Taylor and Smokey Robinson. So that's exciting.
Yes, it is really exciting. And we're thrilled to have Tia back. And this is just such a charming little story. Smokey is so iconic, and I can hear his voice even when he's talking, and I know exactly who's in, who that is. So to have him be in it and then have him sing in it as well, it's just really, really a wonderful thing to be able to bring him in this class. I think it's going to be a classic for us.
You have a lot of music this season.
We do.
Which is awesome.
Today too, we've got, Kelly's back. We got Reba, we've got Smokey, Kirk Franklin with Regina Bell. We've got
Marie Osmond is in.
Marie Osmond. Jana Kramer has an amazing song. So many folks. It's a very musical holiday for us this year.
That's awesome. And this one, she's like hunting. She's trying to find Smokey Robinson.
So she talks. Yeah, she kind of talks a big game. They're doing a fundraiser, and her aunt, who typically does it, isn't available. So she's like, she raises her hand and says, "I'll try to do it." And then comes up with a Motown theme, because they're in Detroit, and they're like, well, what would be better? Let's do Motown theme. And then kind of gets pushed into saying, well, can you get a Motown great? Like, could you get Smokey Robinson? She's like, okay, sure. Right. So, I mean, they try their best. We'll find out if he actually.
That'll be good. And I feel like Tia and Mark Taylor will be good. A good match.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, then on the 3rd, we have a Christmas dance reunion, and this is a High School Musical reunion. Very exciting.
I want to say, you want to talk about chemistry. Like, these two, it's just, the chemistry in it is just palpable. And the dancing is unbelievable. Corbin does this amazing tap dance in it. It's just, this could never have been done in the earlier pandemic of it all, right? Like, we could never have had a movie like this, because they get so close and they're so connected, and it's really, really special.
That's awesome. I'm really excited. Corbin Bleu and Monique Coleman. I think that'll be really fun. Plus, they're both Dancing with Stars alum.
Oh,
yeah. So that should be fun. All right, so we got to quick get through the rest of these. So we have Kirk Franklin's A Gospel Christmas, and I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this one.
Again, the music, like the hair on my arm stands up on end. How beautiful the original songs are, and the performances are just absolutely phenomenal. We just and Kirk has a little cameo in it. So his music is woven through it. Regina Bell, there's so many cast members in here who just have the most amazing voices, but it's a great story too, about a a pastor who's taking over a church, the former beloved from a former beloved pastor, and they want her to sing the way that her mother sings, and her mother is like nationally renowned as this incredible singer, and she's got some hangups about that. So it's really about trying to get her comfortable in this brand new role, and whether or not singing will be involved in it. You'll have to find out.
That sounds really good. We don't get, oddly enough, for being Christmas, we don't actually get things. We don't get that many films for like people of faith with inspiring messages. It's kind of strange. So I hope that this will be a fun one for all people, but particularly also for that audience.
Yep.
Okay, so then we have on the 10th, we have Holiday in Santa Fe, Mario Lopez and Emerald Tobia, and I am really looking forward to this because is this going to be a warm weather Christmas movie?
It is. It's beautiful.
It never happens.
Yeah, it's set in Santa Fe. And in the course of the movie, Mario does tell you about some, historic places around Santa Fe. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And it really does dive into some traditions based on, this family, the Milagro family, and some of the holiday decorations that family has been famous for. So the other thing I love about this too is Mario's daughter is actually playing his niece.
Oh,
and
cute.
They're so cute together. It's really adorable.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, Gia Lopez. That's cute. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's just nice to have some different settings every once in a while. Okay, then we have the Holiday Fix-Up, Jana Kramer, Ryan McPartlin, Maria Menounos, and I think this is directed by Brian Herzlinger.
Yes.
Yes, who we love. And it sounds really fun. I mean, I love Ryan McPartlin and Jana Kramer. They're great. And it seems like it's going to be funny.
It seems like, it just seems like you can say 2 words about this movie and everybody's going to go, of course I'm going to watch that. But yes, a famous home renovator comes to town, is going to renovate, but her boyfriend is her ex-boyfriend did not end well. Is the contractor. So anyway, it's just a lot of fun, and our audience absolutely loves Jana as we do. So it's just nice to have her back. And she also sings as I mentioned, a gorgeous song.
That's great. Okay, then on the 12th, we have People Presents Blending Christmas, Haley Duff and Aaron O'Connell. And I feel like Haley hasn't done one of these for a while, so that's exciting.
It's nice to have her back. And she's surrounded by a bunch of former Bradys.
Oh yeah.
So that was a lot of fun too, bringing them all together. So yeah, they it's bringing her family and his family together to try to propose to her, but through the dysfunction of the 2 groups coming together, they're wondering if they're actually a good fit or not. So, it started out with the best intentions and then sort of goes awry. You have to figure out whether or not they're going to actually make it through.
That sounds really, really fun. All right. Last one we're going to talk about is Under the Christmas Tree. And this stars Elise Bauman and Tatiana Jones and Ricky Lake on the 19th.
This is again from Michael J. Murray, who wrote the Christmas setup, and it is just delightful. So this is our first lesbian story. Again, it is a Christmas movie through and through. You will absolutely fall in love with them. They're 2 very funny characters. One is very, very type A, Christmas, she's taking over the Christmas catalog from her parents, and she wants it done a very, very specific way. And then Tatiana plays Charlie, who comes into town, and she is a tree whisperer. Like, she's looking for the massive tree that goes in front of the governor's mansion, and she wants the tree from Elise's backyard. Elise is having none of it. But she's a little bit more free flowing and trying to, get Elise to loosen up already. And it's just so much fun. I think people will really, I'm really excited about everybody seeing this one.
I'm really looking forward to it too. I think it'll be great and fun to have Ricky Lake there as well.
yes,
So
yes. Oh, yes.
that'll be great.
As our baker, because we know, we need a baker.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking with us. I look forward to it every year, and I just really admire you and your strong leadership. There's not that many, female leaders of major networks like this, and I just think I just really admire you. And so thank you so much for all you do and for coming to talk with us. Really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, and I wish you a great holiday season, and you'll have to tell me your favorites.
Okay, I will, promise. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We'd like to thank Amy for coming on the podcast. It's so much fun to get to talk with her. Please let us know what you think about all the different films that we talked about and some of the strategy that Lifetime is taking for their films this year. And please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate that so much. But also, if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. We also have our Patreon group and merch store. Take a look at that. Would really appreciate any support in that way. And I am Rachel Wagner. And you can follow me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So thank you so much to Amy, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.